Our very first exchange student presenting the flag of Japan, Dio Ito. Following Dio, our outbound exchange student, Athene Polithrian. She is carrying the flag of Switzerland. Following her is Lynn Lee, our outbound to France, and she is carrying the flag of Canada. Lulu Tan, you already met. She is carrying the Taiwanese flag. Makita Hill Cashoff from Johnstown. She is going to Brazil, and she is carrying the flag of South Africa. Connor Eschwa, sponsored by the Murraysville Export Club. He is going to France and carrying the French flag. Sarah Strope is going to France. She is carrying the flag of Australia. Julia Colonise, our inbound from Brazil, hosted by Norwin. She is carrying her country's flag, Brazil. Brock Bernstein from Johnstown is going to Italy, and hence is carrying the flag of Italy. And our last one, our girl from Deutschland, Julia Roth, hosted by Delmont Selim, and she is carrying the German flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our youth exchange, the flags of the nation. We'll hold them up here for just a moment as everybody's getting pictures. Thank you very much. And I have to say, I've gotten to know most of these students. What a great group of young people. Truly they are.
I am a volunteer, Rotary Youth Exchange, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I treat this kind of like my job. And before I did this, before I had my two younger daughters, I worked full-time, and I was an executive assistant, and my job was to make everybody else's job easier. So what I've brought to Youth Exchange is I feel like my job is to help our Rotary clubs be able to participate in Youth Exchange and as easy as possible. Really have stressed to our clubs to call me anytime they need something. When it comes down to hosting or sending out a student, not only myself, but we have a committee of people who are Rotarians that are here to help us. I would like to recognize our Rotarians who are involved on the committee level at this time. Mary Shields, will you stand up, please? Mary has spent the weekend with us to help chaperone the Youth Exchange students and take them to places that we have on the schedule for them. Thank you, Mary. And Mary has also served as our Youth Protection Officer for several years now. Thank you, Mary. And I also want to introduce Ellen Cruz. Ellen is one of my mentors, and she is also a past exchange student. She's been here with us throughout the weekend as well, along with her daughter, Kirsten. Kirsten, stand up. A future exchange student. If you want to know what it's like to host an exchange student, she is a good person to ask. And then my daughter, Olivia, is beside her. Olivia is a future exchange student as well. Stand up, Olivia. I know that Ellen's kids, along with my kids, are very disappointed if we don't host every year. So you interactors, if you know people who make good exchange students, the ages are 15 to 18 and a half to go on exchange. My daughter's only 13, and she's already looking ahead as to when she wants to go. She loves athletics, so she's thinking she wants to go earlier than later so she can enjoy the last 2 years of her high school years because she's old for her grade. When she graduates, she'd be almost 18 and a half. So 15 to 18 and a half are the years that you can go on in youth exchange. You have to be sponsored by a Rotary Club. And I strongly urge Rotarians, if you know somebody that's going to make a good exchange student, or you're out there promoting youth exchange, which I hope you are, 8th and 9th graders are a good time to be letting them know about this program so they can start looking ahead as to when they want to go, and they can talk to a guidance counselor at schools and decide when they want to go. And for every student that we send out, our Rotary District has to host a student. Guys, want to hear some numbers? So we have our students up here. This year we hosted 5 exchange students, and we're sending out 5 this upcoming year. No, excuse me, we're sending out 7 this upcoming year. Right now, this past year, we had 5 students out. 4 of them are still out right now. 1 has returned just a couple of days ago. So they're starting to come back. And these students, we've already had 1 depart just after graduation, and the rest of them are here yet because they get to experience a West Coast trip. So we leave on Tuesday. I say we because I was also selected to, after a resume and an application, to go on this West Coast trip. So we're leaving on Tuesday, and we're gone for 14 days on this West Coast trip. So we arrive in Phoenix, and then we end in San Francisco. So we're really excited. So these students will be here until after that. So they're leaving in July. So normally a long-term youth exchange, they arrive in August and they leave June, July. So I said numbers, and the reason why I said numbers is I really want to tell you where our program's going, and let you know that our district will be hosting 11 youth exchange students next year. You guys deserve a round of applause. I want to recognize some clubs because I think it's really important, because those of you that aren't involved in the program and want to learn more, these are people that you want to talk to and ask about their experience, okay? Because it really, truly is a passion of mine and many more, I'm sure, in this room. I want to recognize 2 more people. Actually, let me just add, okay, 2 more people. George Wood and Colleen Wood have been great mentors to me too. Please stand. Do we have counselors in the room? Each Rotary Club that hosts has to have a counselor. I know Ellen's a counselor. Mary. Anybody else here? Okay. All right, so here's who's sending out, well, let me just say this. Here's who's hosting. Right now is Murrysville Export, Delmont Salem, Johnstown, Latrobe, and Norwin. The 2014-15 outbound sponsoring clubs were Murrysville, Delmont, Richland, Conemaugh, and Point Marion. Now here are these numbers. So 2015-16, Murrysville Export is sending out 3 students. Delmont Salem, Johnstown sending out 2 students. In Somerset. So that's 7 students that are going out. And then we have, here's our clubs that are hosting next year. And I want to thank you guys, because this is awesome. So for every student we send out, we have to host. And honestly, since I started this, I always cringe, like, are we going to get enough clubs? Because it's a commitment. It's a $75 a month commitment that goes to the students so they can have some spending money. You know, so there is a little of expense. So here's our inbound our inbound hosting clubs. Murrysville Export, Delmont Salem, Latrobe, Point Marion, and I should say Point Marion. Is anybody here from Point Marion? They have 2 other clubs that are jointly doing this with them. I wish I could remember the names. What's near them? Masontown? And what's the other one? Smithfield. Okay, so if you're a club that's small and maybe can't do that $75 a month, team up with your neighboring clubs, okay? So Somerset, Uniontown, Chestnut Ridge, Washington, Johnstown, Norwin, Blairsville, and Mount Pleasant. Yay. These students are probably anxious to get started, so I'm going to leave you with one more thing. I love the idea that we have a variety of students that are coming in, and I think that this is going to be a really neat event at our next district conference, because here's what we're going to have. Students from the following countries: Italy, Brazil, Croatia, Thailand, France, Germany, Sweden, Colombia, Finland, Belgium, and Spain. Yay. All right, so here's our students. There are inbound students and our students that are preparing to go out. We want to wish you all that are going out the best time of your life. And I know our inbounds, I'm going to cry, are very special to me, and I'm going to miss them dearly. Sorry, I didn't plan that. Sorry, Rio. But they prepared something very special for you all, and I'm going to try not to cry anymore. So here you go. Here's our exchange students.
At this time, we're going to ask each of our Interact students to just introduce yourself and say a quick word. Or, excuse me, Rotary Youth Exchange members.
Hi, I'm Rio. I'm from Japan. I'm Rotary Youth Exchange student, and now I'm in Derry Area High School. It's small school, and I'm hosted by La Job Club. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lynn Lee. I go to Franklin Regional. I'm going to France next year, and I'm sponsored by the Delmont Salem Rotary Club. I just want to say quick thanks to Wendy Piper. She isn't here today, but she always greets me with a smile at our club meetings, and she always gives me a hug.
Hi, my name is Makita Hill Cashaw. I'm sponsored by the Johnstown Rotary. I go to Greater Johnstown High School, and I'll be going to Brazil for this upcoming year. I just want to say a special thanks to Karen Azar. She's a member of our Rotary, and she's always been a really huge supporter of me, and I'm actually now a Paul Harris Fellow because of her. So thank you to Karen. She's not here right now. Also thank you to Donna, because she's always been there for the Interact Club as our liaison to the Rotary and Interact Club, and she's actually moving away, which is really sad. But so thank you to those two women for being two really great supporters in my life from the club.
Hello, I'm Lulu Tan, and I'm the inbound from Taiwan this year, and I went Franklin Regional High School District. My host club is Murrysville Export Rotary Club, and now I'm thankful for everyone here, because you guys make our dreams come true, and I have a special thanks for Mrs. Lynn Nave. Please stand up in my club. She's here. Please stand up. Lane. Yes, you. Sorry. We have really similar interests, and she always just drive me around after school end, and it's a really great time with her, and yeah, thank you.
Hi, we're the Julias. I am the Julia from Brazil, and I'm hosted by the Norwin Rotary Club.
And I'm Julia from Germany, and I'm hosted by the Dalman Salem Rotary Club. And one special thank you goes to my counselor, Wendy. She can't be here today, Wendy Piper, but she's just more than just a good friend, and she always helped me. And I could even, if I just had problems at the beginning, I could always come to her and talk to her about everything, and she would not get mad or judge me or anything. She would just be open and help me, and she's just the best friend, so.
And I want to say one more thing. If we are here today living our dreams, it's because of Rotary. And if it was not for you guys, we wouldn't be here. And thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Sarah Strope. I'm from Somerset High School, which is also my sponsoring club, the Somerset Rotary Club. I'll be going to France next year, and I would like to thank Mr. Ron Aldham for introducing me to Rotary Youth Exchange. Without him, my dreams wouldn't be coming true. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Connor Eccles. I'm from Franklin Regional, and I'm sponsored by the Murrysville Export Club, and I will be lucky enough to go to France next year, like two other people up here. And I just wanted to say a couple words about hosting. Hosting is incredible. Tracy talks about how it can sometimes be hard to find host families, and it's just, not only does it change your life, you get to be a part of changing someone else's life and a part of their experience. And I think it's really something that if you're on the verge of it, if you can't decide, I think it's worth it to push and go ahead and be a host. So if any of you are thinking about that, I really encourage you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Avani Palentherin, and I will be an exchange student going to Switzerland next year. I would like to say a very special thank you to two women tonight, Tracy Dorsch and Ellen Cruz. They really helped all of us, I know, through all the application processes and everything, and whenever I would call Tracy and ask her for questions, she would always be more than willing to help. And also, I remember when I was first thinking about applying for the program, I had this big, long conversation with Ellen on the phone, and she answered all of my questions and was so helpful and so sweet, and it just made me really want to do the program more than already. So thank you, both of you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brock Bernstein, and I am outbound to Italy. I want to first off thank all of Rotary for making this possible, not just for me, but for all of them. As someone who's hosted multiple exchange students throughout the year and had an oldest brother who went on exchange year, I honestly couldn't be happier to be standing before you all today. I want to give special thanks to two people, neither of which are here today. The one is Johan van Schrenkel. I'm sure many of you know him. He's been a wonderful friend and helper. I've had many questions about multiple things, and anytime I see him, he's able to answer them and help me out. Just be a good person to talk to in general. My other thanks goes out to Josue Carvalho. He was our exchange student from Bolivia. He stayed with my family for 6 months, and I couldn't have asked for a better exchange brother. Things got crazy in my house. My mom ran for a political office, which she won. But he helped out keeping things together in the house and outside the house the whole time. Never complained. Was more than happy to do anything with us, and he was a great friend to me and my parents, and it was made possible thanks to everyone like you. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Ellen Cruz. Tracy introduced me earlier. What do you think? Do you think we have a good group of young people to send out? Tracy mentioned that I had been an exchange student in the past, and I went to Australia my junior year of high school, which, believe it or not, was 1986. I went to a small sheep farming town in the middle of nowhere. They had 2 streetlights in town, and they were very proud of them because they had only just gotten them. So middle of nowhere, make a left in Australia, and I had the most amazing year, thanks to Rotary. Every student touches so many lives. When you think of all of these people up here. There are others in the audience that have participated in youth exchange either as a host family or a counselor or involvement with their clubs. Every student has host families, and this year we've had several new host families, and next year we'll have more people that have never hosted before host, and we need more. We're always in need of more host families. That's something that I would encourage you all to please help us network and find host families. They are such a wonderful part of our program, and it's such a wonderful thing to do. We've hosted 4 times now, and as Tracy mentioned, if we decided to take a break, our children would be very upset because yeah, my daughter's back there nodding vigorously. But it's a wonderful program. Rotary Club members get to meet these exchange students, and their lives get to become more broadened. Their horizons become broadened by exchange students. Anybody who volunteers with these exchange students, the teachers that they meet at school, the other students that they meet at school, the activities, the coaches, whatever sports they play, whatever music they do. I'll give a shout out to Lulu. My one daughter had a gymnastics meet, and they needed volunteers to work the concession stand just for a couple minutes while their daughters competed. And Lulu had so much fun, she worked for like 5 hours, volunteering, so she got to meet even more people that way. I mean, these kids are amazing. They just jump right in and get involved, and if you're thinking, hey, maybe I should get involved in youth exchange in some way, I would like to encourage you to please, please do so, and please help us grow this wonderful program, because it has had a huge impact on my life and many others, and I will never be able to give it all back, so thank you. Does anyone have any questions? For our students? For us? Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. One more. Did we have a question? Nope. Okay, another big round of applause for Rotary Youth Exchange. Rotary Youth Exchange and Interact bring together young people into the folds of our Rotary community. And if you were to say that these programs are ways of identifying future Rotarians, I would say that you may be wrong. For one reason, we don't do these programs to bring people into Rotary. However, so many of their lives are changed that it's not unusual to see a Rotarian that has had a past connection with one of our youth-serving programs. They truly do change people's lives, and the impact of these programs can be magnified tenfold. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause for Youth Exchange